In the past couple of years, we started to see some yield penalties with cover crops ahead of soybean as well, right? So I guess that just raises some questions about perhaps we should look more into this and perhaps come up with some management practices for managing cereal rye ahead of soybeans. Because, you know, what we knew back then, it was that, okay, cereal rye it can be detrimental to yield ahead of corn because of the nitrogen problem, right? But we often do not see that with soybeans, and there is a lot of research with planting greens and here and there. But I think what interesting thing we saw, especially in this past couple of years, because of the dry June that we had, right? So perhaps the cereal rye um, using some of that water that was supposed to be available for the corn crop or the soybean crop in June, and with the dry weather, perhaps that kind of overriding some of the benefits of the cereal rye. So again, we saw a few trials last year where we saw a yield decline with cereal rye, but again, nothing alarming at this point, but just raising questions about, okay, maybe we need to look more into that and see the consistency of fighting those yield penalties and perhaps developing some management practices to kind of overcome that.
Okay. Management practices such as?
Right, so managing the cereal rye, right, so we do that. Current recommendations is to terminate the cereal rye at least 2 weeks before planting, or when the cereal rye reaches about between 12 and 18 inches tall, right? So the main reason for those considerations is because we want to control the amount of biomass being produced by the cover crop, right? So we don't want too much of a bigger biomass because that can interfere with planting, right? So if you don't have your planter that kind of, if your planter doesn't do a very good job on no-till situations and high residue management, we want to try to avoid those. And we don't recommend cereal rye ahead of corn anymore because of the cereal rye being a grass that have a lot of problems or issues with nitrogen immobilization, and then that having a negative impact on corn yield.